Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a picturesque city on the Canadian prairies. But the city's first responders are some of the busiest in the country. The men and women of Saskatoon's MD ambulance respond to 30,000 emergency calls per year. These are the stories of the paramedics who race through the streets to answer the call.
What a view. I do like the city at night. All the lights are pretty. When we sit 1090, I always go back over there and overlook the river. Around like sunrise or sunset. It's not a bad way to spend your 1090 time.
Yep, I feel ya.
Base to 23, you're responding Delta for a 30-year-old female, reported to be covered in blood. She's wearing a white top and black pants. Unknown reason why she is covered in blood.
Is this a regular Saturday night?
No kidding.
Could be 100 reasons why somebody is walking around Idlewild covered in blood.
Are they these
Yeah,
guys?
that's not them. No, I don't think so. No, that's not them. Keep going.
All that we have for dispatch information is a description of our patient and the fact that she's covered in blood.
Base to 23, be advised of reports of a similar description in the area. May or may not be related to this call.
10-4, we're on 33rd and Idlewild. We don't see anybody yet.
This woman didn't call the ambulance herself, so it's quite likely that she didn't even want one. And because she's on the move, it's making it more difficult for us to find her.
They're probably looking for the exact same person. Let's talk to these guys quickly here.
It's confusing when you're processing multiple calls and trying to find a single patient amidst a chaotic scene.
So what were you guys down the block for?
It's all related.
Okay, that's what I thought.
3-4 calls in right now.
Sure.
And they're all related to this call.
Okay.
No one has seen our patient at this location, so we need to keep looking for her.
Well, we're gonna canvass the block here and see if we can find this girl. I don't know, do you see anybody?
Oh, I'm not
I didn't see
seeing
anybody when we were coming up here.
White top, black bottoms?
I know, there's about 45 people wearing white tops and dark colored bottoms, but none of them were covered in blood, so.
We're now back at the first police car that we passed, and it's an indication as to how chaotic this situation is.
Imagine somebody else would have called it in if it...
1967 days.
See that there's a man that's being interviewed by the police who apparently had an interaction with our patient.
We don't know where she went. She's apparently had some abscess on her arm that he was trying to get her to the hospital because it burst from doing IV needles and stuff.
Okay. So she was bleeding from her arm, from that abscess.
An abscess is just a sore that happens when IV drug users have a miss and don't hit the vein when they're injecting drugs.
And somebody else punched you.
She came out of Long Branch because he thought I was like creeping her out.
Okay. Did she go?
She went up that way, I believe, up north.
So now that we've learned a little bit more about what happened, it makes a little bit more sense. If she's been doing drugs, she may be so high that she doesn't even know that she's bleeding. She may be fearful that she's going to get in trouble, so she left the scene.
The thing with her is if she's got a fresh abscess that she probably just injected into, it's going to be a bigger problem
Yeah,
later.
well, if she was running into traffic already, then
Yeah.
somebody is bound to happen again.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
would
agree.
call her in again.
Base to 67, you're responding Delta for a 76-year-old female having chest pain. She does have a cardiac history.
We need to get to the call really quick because if that person is experiencing chest pain caused by a heart attack, their condition can worsen very quickly.
Get in there and I'll grab 12 lead and vitals if you want to start on history.
Okay.
Whenever we have a cardiac patient, we need to do a 12 lead on them. The 12 lead gives us a big picture of the heart. That would show us the electrical activity that's going on and if the heart is functioning how it should be. Hey guys. How are we doing?
So when we walk into the room, I notice that she's laying on the bed, which is not abnormal, but it's the way she's laying sideways.
Okay, so heart rate I've got here is 44.
It tells me that something's wrong with her.
She was up and walking today and everything?
Well, yeah, sure. She walked a bit.
Pain is actually, she said, it's quite severe, but it's on the right side.
I don't think it's her heart.
No.
Well,
10-4, I do believe.
So I know that this isn't like your last cardiac problems that you had, but sometimes we can have an atypical or a presentation that's not normal. This patient had had cardiac problems before, and she said that this didn't feel like anything that she's already had. Normal presentation for a heart attack would be chest pain radiating into the left shoulder or up into the neck.
she had a bypass and then she had an angio.
So I'm going to take a picture of your heart and just take a look, see what it's doing. We will do that quick here, and we'll get the rest of your medical history as well.
So what happened tonight then? She just started complaining of pain and it wasn't going away?
It wasn't going away.
Okay, we're just going to hold this arm straight. I'll get you to hold nice and still, okay? I'm not going to ask you any more questions. I just want you to hold still for a sec.
I got 2-3 ABF, and it's big, so we got a case. So hey, listen, send 2 guys back in here. The heart tracing tells me right away that the patient's having a heart attack. See, get stretchered. You need 2 lines, and we got to go.
Can I get one more of your guys back here? I'll get you guys to key seat them out. I'm going to get lines primed in the back of the truck.
You're having a bit of a heart attack. From what we can see right now, there's probably a blockage somewhere that's made your heart go real slow.
1, 2, 3.
So we did a heart tracing just inside the house. There is some damage being done to her heart. Looks like she is having a heart attack.
You okay? Okay. Nice and easy.
Kind of want to make things speedy, move as efficient as we can, and we're going to take her to the hospital where she can see a cardiologist.
I need that monitor right here on the bench, please.
Okay.
You're responding Bravo to the 200 block of 7th Street East for an unknown aged male who has been tasered by city police. They would like him checked out.
1967 copy.
Now the question is why did he get tased?
Sometimes, Brett, it's better.
It's better not to know.
Better not to know.
Well, for the police to tase someone, it has to be very serious. Is it a mental health issue? Is there weapons involved? We need to assess them to make sure that if they're being arrested, that they can actually go to jail, or they need to go to the hospital. So what happened?
So this young man's got all kinds of mental health issues and addictions issues.
Hey, how are we doing?
This is his dad's house. He came and forced his way in, got upset.
What's your name? Where did you get hit with this thing?
Barricaded himself in the bathroom with a machete. And so we've had a standoff here for about 4 or 5 hours. We lost contact with him.
Look, I just want to try and help you out. Do you want to go to the back of our truck and we'll take a look at you where we have some good lighting?
Once we lost contact with him, we had to go down and kick the door. When we kicked the door, taser deployment, he's still armed.
Maybe let's take him to the back of the truck where we can get a set of vitals on him and then make a decision. Anytime you're dealing with someone who's on crystal meth or who has a mental illness background, okay, just watch your head there. I'm gonna get you to sit right here on the bench, okay? We need to be very cautious with what we're doing. The patients can be extremely unpredictable. I'm just trying to help, okay? They can be violent. Can I take your blood pressure? Just goes around your arm. But you never know what you're gonna get or how quickly it's going to change on you. You're gonna feel that tighten up, okay?
This has been about a 4-hour standoff with this individual. Been using crystal meth tonight, so hard thing to determine whether or not it's drug related or it's just his mental health issues causing him problems tonight.
The police have spent their entire day with this guy, but they handled it with the minimum force necessary, and our patient was relatively uninjured when everything was said and done.
You checked out all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did he tell you guys that he used meth while he was there?
Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
I think he took it more than 20 minutes ago. We've been here since, what, 8:30? And the first hour and a half was pretty decent.
Oh, yeah?
And then all of a sudden he started hallucinating and everything. So that's
Oh yeah, so he's probably took it before then. All ends well.
The end result in this scenario is he was not injured. And at the end, I hope he gets the help he needs.
I always enjoyed helping people, and in this job, you get to see people at their worst. 1967, the bases were 10-8. Go ahead with details. And also, in a way, at their best. Because when somebody's having the worst day of their life, they seem to have an ability to rise above it and show this fortitude and this strength that amazes you sometimes. And it gives me a lot of satisfaction to help people through that situation and that experience.
Base to 23, you're responding for an MVC involving 4 patients. Reports of someone laying on the road.
Age unknown, gender unknown, consciousness unknown, breathing status unknown. Multiple patients involved for
23, we've just got an update. 3 confirmed patients, 1 that is pinned.
One that is pinned? 10-4. When I hear somebody is pinned, I'm thinking, are they pinned up against a tree, in between another car, in their own vehicle?
Let's go check out this guy.
It makes the entire situation a lot more complicated.
I'm just gonna take a look first, Adam. We roll up on scene to see this tiny car crumpled up next to this massive piece of road construction equipment. It had to be at least 10 tons.
Driver's pinned.
Okay.
Elvis is hurting.
Okay.
Joanna here, everything hurts.
Okay.
Her legs hurt.
Okay.
I don't think she's wearing her seatbelt. I think she held the front seat.
Okay.
And then
Her.
we got a guy laying down on the side here too.
I walk around the car to find our male patient laying on the ground, and I'm worried about how he got there. How did you get out of the car?
Just pushed the door open and got out.
Okay, is anything hurting right now?
My stomach.
Can I sneak in here? Yeah. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name? Jamie. How fast were you going when you hit this? 50 or 40?
I'm assessing the driver, and her seat has been pushed so far forward that she's actually lying over top of the steering wheel.
You weren't going that fast. Okay.
Okay, you got some abrasions on your hip bones here.
He's complaining of abdominal pain.
Does your hips hurt?
I can't see what's going on internally, but he could very well be bleeding from a vital organ.
I'm just gonna feel up your neck, okay? Any pain here? No. Any pain down here?
Yeah, it's getting my toes really bad.
Let's see if we can get you out of here and over to the ambulance.
When a vehicle is traveling at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour, everything in the vehicle is traveling at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour.
We need to get this jacket off you.
Everything comes to a full and complete stop, including stuff that's in your body.
Okay, we're good. On your call.
So when your skull comes to a stop, your brain actually hits off the front of your skull and then back off the back of your skull. We call that a coup contre coup. It can be very dangerous.
So she was the driver. They were going about 50 kilometers an hour.
I'm just glad that the people were wearing their seatbelts and didn't get thrown from the vehicle.
Okay.
If you're not wearing your seatbelt, you turn into a flying object inside that car,
We're going to St. Paul's.
and you can hurt other passengers as well as yourself.
I've been in emergency services for 25 years. I've had many jobs, but this one I get that satisfaction of a day where I've participated in the care of someone. And I like talking to people, and I like to find out their story. School zone, 30K.
Not in July.
No, not in the dark either. I don't think there's a lot of people that can say that they really like going to work. 10:21, let's see what we get. But I do. I look forward to it each and every day.
Charlie response for a 31-year-old male. He's conscious and alert, having difficulty breathing, complaining of left hip pain. He also states he's detoxing.
Dispatch says that the patient's detoxing. This tells me that the patient is either coming down from drugs or alcohol.
What's your first name?
First name, Lewis. I wanted to say a different name, but...
Okay.
You're gonna say Lewis?
I'll say Lewis for now.
Is that your real name?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Well,
He's high on acid, he says.
The acid's good, but the hip is not a good thing. So that's why I'm going to the hospital right now. We should probably get going though, because you guys have a lot of work to do.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why we're here, though. We can only go to one patient at a time.
And you're a patient now.
Well, I might like to play a song then.
He wants to play a song. This job never gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No, right here. It is not common, you know, when we go to a call that someone wants to bring out their guitar and play for us.
1967 call?
1967, go ahead.
Could you send code 8? This seems more a matter for them.
Just need to grab that page.
You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you just gotta go with it.
I'm sorry that it all went wrong. Please just come here, sit down, let's do that thing again.
I didn't think he was going to be good at all. But wow, this guy can actually play. Oh yeah, hey, yeah, all right, yeah, there you go.
I almost got myself down.
That's pretty good.
This guy definitely is a pretty talented singer. I think he's just been a little bit distracted right now with some of his recreational activities.
You got locked yourself out of your house?
Yeah, I did. I just moved into the place.
Oh yeah. I think it's safe to say there's nothing seriously wrong with this young man, but we're going to check him out just to make sure. You're pretty good at that.
And the guitar? Or?
Yeah, the guitar and the singing, man. It's pretty good. And everyone goes away happy. Yeah, it was a good way to end the night.
White top, black bottom.
I know, there's about 45 people wearing white tops and dark colored bottoms, but none of them were covered in blood.
The call that we did at the beginning of the night for the lady with the bleeding arm, we didn't ever find her and no other units picked her up. This is pretty common for people that we see that are addicted to drugs. They may not be very concerned about their own well-being because their mind is focused on where to get their next fix or if they're going to be getting in trouble.
So I'm gonna take a picture of your heart and just take a look, see what it's doing.
The lady we dealt with at the start of the night that had the heart attack, you okay? She was taken to the cardiac cath lab where she had the artery opened that was blocked and is expected to have a full recovery.
This young man's got all kinds of mental health issues. We've got a standoff here for about 4 or 5 hours. When we kicked the door, taser deployment, he's still armed.
Regarding the patient who was tased by the police, he was transported by police to the hospital where he received further assessment. I'm just trying to help, okay? And then taken to police detentions.
Hips hurt? On the motor vehicle collision, our male patient ended up acquiring a tear to his mesenteric artery, which caused blood loss to his small intestine, and he required emergency surgery. After his surgery, he made a full recovery.
Any pain down here?
The driver ended up having a broken pelvis and it required surgery.
She spent over 3 weeks in the hospital and months later is still recovering.
Our guitar soloist earlier this evening, everything checked out fine. It didn't require any more medical attention. The guitar man says he still has hip pain, but he's doing fine.